Okay, so it's about the old-time days. So it's really about tradition, right? We're talking about tradition. By the way, does anybody know if I will see when people come in? I should see when people come in, even though I'm sharing screen, right? Would I? Or should I go back, stop share, and see if anybody's waiting? Let me just make sure. I'm gonna stop share. Okay, no, nobody else is there. Okay. I assume I'm gonna see um, when people come in. All right. So tradition. What is tradition? This is my idea of what tradition is. Old ways or an old way of doing something. It could even be something ancient. That's a tradition. I don't know if anybody has another definition that they think would be would complement this, but old way of doing things. All
Would
right.
it be safe to say routine? Like a
Routine.
yearly,
Like a custom.
yes, like a custom, yeah.
Yes, that's true. A custom could be a tradition. You're right. That is true. A tradition is like a custom. It's like something that you do. You're right. Like it's a maybe it's something that you do fairly consistently, whether it's every year or every week or every month or something. You're right. There's a certain kind of pattern to doing it. Yeah, that's a good thought. I agree with that. And I checked dictionary definitions. Oh, suggested songs. I always like to suggest songs that people could look at that might fit the theme. It was hard to think of calypsos for me that fit this theme. Maybe because I don't know that many calypsos, but I thought a 10 to 1, Sparrow, Coins in the Fountain, Sparrow. Anybody know that one? Coins in the Fountain? Oh, that is so funny. That is so funny. Kizzy, you should look that up on YouTube. It's a really good calypso. Love in a Cemetery, Kitchener. Backyard Jam, that's Soca. Farmer Nappy. Madam Jeffrey Oy, which is kind of like Backyard Jam. I feel maybe Farmer Nappy, maybe perhaps got that idea from Madam Jeffrey Oy. I'm not too sure. That's Crunter. All right. And definitions, dictionary and Bible, synonyms for tradition. And by the way, I'm including the Bible because even though what we're doing today has very little to do with the Bible, I like showing that the Bible pretty much has something to say about anything you could find under the sun. So that's why I include biblical references. All right. The dictionary definitions that I found included these kinds of words. Tradition is about customs and culture. Myth. Yeah, when we think of myth, I mean, you might think of like or folklore. Oh, there we go. Oh, Nicole fell out. I wonder what happened, boy. Yeah, myth, folklore, ritual, inheritance. I guess what we inherit from our forefathers, unwritten law, things that we live by that are maybe unwritten, unspoken, but everybody knows that they apply. Customs, heritage, wisdom. Yeah, there's a lot of wisdom from the past. I think in the modern world, we're throwing out a lot of ancient wisdom. Like people think that the wisdom of the past is that is not applicable or not relevant. Y'all agree with that? It's like in the modern age, it's like the ethics of the past, people have a kind of contempt for them. Culture, ethics, right? So all of that is tradition. I don't know if anybody wants to add to that or has a comment. All right, I'll continue. Tradition, this is what I found or what I thought of based on what I see in the Bible. Tradition in the Bible, the main point of tradition in the Bible is to point to Jesus. So like the sacrifices and the symbolism of the Old Testament points to Jesus coming in the New Testament. And festivals, there are lots of festivals that were introduced to the Israelites when they were building their nation. God instituted different festivals. Theocracy, so theocracy is the political tradition of the Bible, that the political system of their culture was supposed to have been headed by God. Storytelling, so like when I think about Jesus and how, or even how the Bible is put together, there's a lot of storytelling. Most of the Bible is stories, even if it's a true story, even if it's nonfiction, like historical, or if it's a parable or something like that. There's a lot of storytelling tradition in the Bible, just like we have a lot of storytelling traditions here in hi Kylon, just like we have a lot of storytelling traditions here in Trinidad, you know. I don't know if people storytell as much as we used to. I don't know. Maybe we don't. I don't know. You can unmute your mic if you have something to say, by the way. I don't know if we story tell as much as we used to.
I don't think we do, but you could even see tradition coming out in games.
In games.
Yeah.
Ah,
Like Ring a Ring a Roses, London Bridge is broken down.
right.
That kind of thing.
Girl in the
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah. We call oral tradition, I think you call that. That's part of oral tradition.
Right. Yes, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. You're right. That's true. That's true. And part of tradition of the Bible, of course, is seeking God. Bible talks about taking out things that are old and new. So the Bible does believe in respecting things that are ancient and old, but it also believes that that there are new things to be discovered. In the book of Proverbs, it talks about not moving the ancient boundaries. I'm not sure exactly what they meant by ancient boundaries, but when I think of ancient boundaries, I think of these invisible boundaries that are laid down by tradition. So that's what I think of when I see the Bible. Okay.